Welcome to Barbie's Bitch House. Today we're reading Bill Badger, Chapter 2, The Depot, and we're going to find out if Bill goes to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Do you want to read in your chills voice, or do you want to read in your regular voice?
I kind of just want to read in my regular
I kind of want you to do that, too, because I feel like the listeners are going to click off after, like, the first 5 minutes of it.
Bill reversed his van into its overnight parking spot and jumped out, hoping Beatrice hadn't gone to the pub without him.
I forgot. Wasn't that the girlfriend, Beatrice?
Yeah.
Shall we, recap what happened last chapter for the listeners?
Bill has a girlfriend named Beatrice, and then he got molested at the doctor's office. That's what
My doctor stood.
The fact that it was a woman just drives me crazy. Anyway. Okay. Tonight was a good night, and it was a steak night. He didn't want to get to the crooked man too late to not eat with the gang.
What? How? He types so weird.
It had taken Bill just over 2 years to convince his fellow coworkers that whilst he was his father's only son, he wasn't there to spy on them.
What? How does that have any correlation whatsoever?
He was just there to do his job. Nothing more, nothing less. His short academic career had proved to Bill that a third-class honors in media studies from Sheffield was about his best shot at life, and he was happy with his current lot.
This is boring as fuck so far.
After all, father had only attended a tech college, and now he was one of the biggest quality retainers in London.
Retainer?
Oh, retailers in London.
Oh.
Sorry, I know it sounded weird. Bill sighed. Why did he have to justify himself every time he wanted to be involved with the gang? I'm thinking of, an actual gang.
He just got molested at the doctor's office. Now he's having this discourse with himself, being like, oh.
Okay. The lights were still on in the central warehouse offices, and Bill picked up his pace across the concrete yard. I hate the way that this is written.
It's just written so weird. Why do people put words together like that?
The day shift gang were still at work.
The gang.
Hi, guys, he quipped as he made his way to his next day's delivery sheet. Hey, Bill, what's kept you? It's steak night. Have you forgotten? Shouted Seamus, his supervisor.
Wait, let me see the name.
Seamus. I'm pretty sure it's...
How do you spell it?
It's Seamus. I think it's Seamus.
We'll say Seamus.
Yeah.
That's a funny name. Shame us.
Yeah, Seamus.
For reading this book.
His supervisor and friend of many years. The other workers all laughed, knowing full well that Bill never forgot steak night.
Ah, so funny. Anyways.
Bloody doctors is all I can say. That sounds like she was on her period. I
know.
hate that.
It's because we're filthy Americans, so we don't use bloody. And so when it was his bloody penis, I'm like, why is his penis bleeding? What is happening?
No, the only reason I know, they do that over there is, I watched Harry Potter growing up.
Me
and,
too.
Ron says it all the time in the movie, and he got away with it, so.
I feel like British people will listen to this and be like, fucking Americans, of course they compare us to Harry Potter.
I'm sorry, man. He says that, almost every chance he got in the movie.
That's also how I heard about it.
Good God, Bill. Relied.
What?
Relied? That is not replied. That is relied. I think it's supposed to be replied, but they misspelled it.
They misspelled so much shit.
Yeah, it says, good God, Bill. It should say replied, Kovac, smiling.
Fuck.
Is it herpes or something worse this time?
This time?
Are they trying to tell us that he had herpes in the past?
Also, one thing that I was thinking about this morning, because I thought about this book when I got up, I was like, I hope Bill's, bisexual so we get some man-on-man action. Because I need it.
All his friends have, the ugliest name.
I know.
Okay.
Seamus.
I can't. Relied. It's supposed to be relied. Bill picked up a spare toilet roll that had happened to be sitting next to him at his station and lobbed it at Kovac, narrowly missing him.
Why the fuck does he have toilet paper?
Why does he have toilet paper on his desk, and why is he throwing it
I was
at
gonna
him?
say he made to blow his nose, but that's what tissues are for.
He said, fuck off, Beardy. Bill laughed as Kovac caught the missile and lobbed it at Beatrice.
The missile? Poor Beatrice, just getting strays.
Present from your boyfriend, Beatrice. And then, fuck off, Kovac, replied Beatrice. Done. Yippee, I'm out of here. I'm guessing that's Beatrice?
Who knows?
I don't know. Where did she come in anyway? I know it said that she was there, but then they didn't talk about her for a whole few minutes.
She just spawned.
Okay, Seamus checked the computer readouts, confirmed them with Natasha, and said, "Okay, it's done. Crooked man time." So why is Beatrice there?
Why is she? Does she not even work in the office?
So the Crooked Man apparently is this like pub that they're trying to go to. Is what I gather. Why the hell is she at the warehouse if she's supposed to be already at the pub?
What is wrong with this?
Can
I feel like
my drink.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna give you paint water. There's no paint water anywhere.
I was saying, you know how many times I almost drank that?
Ooh, it has a little spice in it.
I know that it's all like organic material, so it probably wouldn't kill me that bad.
It would just taste like shit.
Yeah, okay. Jerry and Delilah.
I'm sick of. There's too many fucking characters already.
Jerry and Delilah, both delivery drivers like Bill, whooped for joy and grabbed Bill by the arms.
Whoop whoop.
You're round, Bill. Last one back to buy. Hold on. Last one back to base buys the pints. Thank you, Mr. Doctor.
This is the worst writing I've ever heard in my life. I love it.
Who is Mr. Doctor?
Is it Dr. Stud?
I think they're referring to Bill, but he's not a doctor,
he's
right?
He's 27 with herpes. I don't think he's a doctor.
Bill grunted and said, if you only knew the half of it, and yes, the drinks are on me.
I thought you said the drapes, and I was like, oh.
Everyone cheered as the night shift took over the offices, ensuring deliveries would be available to their clients up until midnight, when all the vans would be loaded for the morning. I hate the way that this is written. It's like a bunch of words put together.
It is. It's like just crammed together, not even like...
Not even like a space or like a different sentence. It's like all in one sentence.
I know.
Harold's Emporium was certainly efficient, and many said it was because of young Bill's burgeoning. B.
Oh, burgeoning.
Burgeoning experience at the roots of the business.
I love how we're insulting the writing and he gives us a word we don't fucking know.
I think it's burgeoning.
Burgeoning? I don't know what that means, though.
I don't know what that means.
He's like, oh, you want writing? Here's a big word you don't know.
Okay. The Crooked Man Public House was much more than a simple pub.
Where the fuck is the depot? That's my question.
Was the depot that they were at like the office?
Why is that the whole chapter title though? Like for one little scene. Well, I guess we'll see.
Anyway. Sorry.
Oh, you bitch.
Built over 2 centuries earlier, it had recently been purchased by the P.J. Witherspoon chain. and thoughtfully converted into the drinks and eatery outlet, and the chain was famous throughout Britain for. Okay. Indeed, Harold's Emporium was one of its many suppliers, as Bill's father was a longtime acquaintance of its chairman. There were also 4 rooms upstairs in the attics, which the Emporium used when important visitors inspected the operation. It was no great wonder that the gang's drinks were already sitting on the bar by the time they'd found an empty table.
This is like... He's like, how much boring shit can I fit into this chapter?
If nothing happens, this chapter would be so upset.
I'm gonna be pissed. That happens sometimes. He, puts filler chapters.
Okay. Evening, Bill, said Janice.
Who the fuck is Janice?
There's so many, people in here.
I'm just thinking about Janice Ian from Mean Girls.
Said Janice, pushing the drinks his way. Is this round on you? Afraid so, Janice. You know the rules on steak night. Last one back buys the first round. I do, Bill, but it's always you. You never learn, do you?
This is like... I'm just imagining Janice Ian now working in a bar at 40.
I slept on the way here, okay? Anyway. Janice gave Bill a longer than necessary glance across the wooden bar and swooned inside.
I'm just imagining that side eye you do. You're like... That's the look she's given him.
He was gorgeous, and she still hadn't managed to get him upstairs into her manager's flat. Anyway.
I thought she was going to say into her man cave. Talking about her pussy.
She determined she'd have to do better. Maybe this evening after their meal. Where is his girlfriend? Anyway, Janice took Bill's credit card and tapped it on the machine. She was a good-looking, blonde, 26-year-old, and like Bill, was a very capable employee. She prided herself in being one of the youngest managers in the whole chain, but more than that, the Crooked Man was presently the company's flagship, which meant she was being developed for greater things. But of course, she didn't know, as the company was growing so rapidly, anything was possible career-wise. True love was, however, one of those goals that Janice had not yet achieved, and Bill was, truly in her sights. He just didn't know it yet.
I'm just imagining someone reading this, like, literally jerking off. And they're like, oh, it's gonna get good. And then they have this chapter. And it's like, the business corporation was so good at steak night.
Imagine, like, doing that to something like this. Like, I can't.
Like, I don't know how people don't laugh at it. Like, it's so unserious to me.
And nothing really bad has really happened. Other than, like, okay. Oh, here's Beatrice. Bill sat down next to Beatrice. He wasn't good at small talk, perhaps. He thought ruefully. Father should be training him up in that some sort of technique rather than wasting his money on a sex therapist, Dr. Stud.
That's still so weird to me.
Funny name for a woman in that line of business, though.
Us. We wrote that part in.
Penny, for your thoughts, Bill.
I was about to say, who the fuck is Penny?
Penny, is this Penny for your thoughts, Bill? Whispered Beatrice. Oh, nothing really. It's just my doctor's appointment, blood tests and stuff. Just the normal, Bill replied, turning red.
I got molested.
Didn't mean to embarrass you, Bill. Just being friendly, you know. Isn't this his girlfriend? Why?
That's why I'm confused.
Why are they being so, like they don't know each other?
Like first date vibes.
I know. Bill took a sip of his Kentish ale.
That sounds horrible.
Beatrice was being talkative tonight. Perhaps she'd ask him back to her flat for the first time ever, he thought ruefully. So they've been dating, but he hasn't, like...
Pounded her the fuck in. What is going on?
It's literally, like, first date vibes. Anyway. Oh, look, Seamus is back. Seamus stood up and took the state night orders. Bill was having the 10-ounce rump.
Oh, my God.
He just loved the onion rings and proper English mustard the crooked man put on the side.
Oh, I'm horny now.
Come back and Seamus joined him whilst the girls, Jerry, Delilah... Why is there a girl named Jerry?
Wait, how's it spelled? It's like Geri?
No, it's Jerry. Jerry.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Whilst the girls, Jerry, Delilah, and Beatrice and Natasha had the lighter 6-ounce sirloins with fat chips.
Fat chips? That's like French fries, right?
It's probably like steak fries. If you think about like those big fries, it's probably what that is.
Yeah.
Bill liked the French fries. Why did he say chips and then French fries in this?
So they just got a bunch of like potatoes, basically. That's like fat chips.
Okay.
I guess.
Why would they... I know that they refer to, like, French fries as chips, but why did he say chips and then said French fries in the next sentence?
Does fat chips mean they're fattening? I
don't know.
What's going on?
Bill liked the French fries as he wanted to retain his present physique and not deteriorate into his father's pear shape just yet.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Natasha put her hand on Bill's thigh. Ew. She was a dark-haired beauty whom Harold had employed just over 2 years ago for the local football club's
Natasha's
deliveries.
Definitely a succubus.
Business had doubled in that sector since her joining the team, and Natasha knew it. She also fancied her chances.
The book shut on its own. It's like, I've had enough. You're not supposed to read me.
They're all trying to hit on Bill, even though he has a girlfriend anyway. She also fancied her chances with the reluctant Bill. She just couldn't understand why Bill persevered with Beatrice. Surely he knew her predilections lay in a different direction.
So, a lot of word salad, and Natasha's not a girl's girl, is what we're getting.
Men were definitely stupid when it came to affairs of the heart, she thought. Okay. So, Natasha and whatever that other girl's name was hitting on Bill.
I want to say Belinda, but Belinda's the other bitch.
No, who's that other girl? Janice. Okay, so Janice and Natasha also like Bill. But Bill's girlfriend's name is Beatrice.
My headcanon is Janice is just a lesbian. Even though she's hitting on Bill, she's a lesbian.
Bill, darling, tell me about your day. Did you know I met the Chelsea manager at the club this afternoon? What a lovely foreign gentleman. Beautiful hands. Too nice to be a footballer. Bill laughed. He loved Natasha's wit. She always seemed to lift his spirits, unlike Beatrice.
What wit? She just made a statement. He's like, you're so funny, Natasha.
But Beatrice looked after him with his deliveries, and Bill was loyal. So basically, Beatrice is really boring, and he doesn't like her, but he wants to be loyal to her, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
I feel like Beatrice is gonna, like, go on a killing spree later.
Natasha, Bill replied. He's the manager. He doesn't actually play football. But Bill, he had a lovely tracksuit and football shoes on, so he must do something.
It's because he's a homosexual.
Bill shook his head. Natasha, darling, keep making those deliveries and you'll eventually twig what's going on.
What does that mean?
Okay, so I guess she saw him dressed up, like, in that little suit, and she keeps saying that he's a football player. And then Bill's saying he's not actually a football player. And she's like, what is he wearing those clothes for? And so I guess...
I'm just imagining, she's like, he's wearing assless chaps, pink cowboy outfit. Like, why is he in that getup?
Natasha beamed back at Bill. That was the most he'd ever said to her, and she felt like she was making progress. If only she could have a training day out on the road with him where she could find a quiet alleyway, park up, and remove all of his clothes. He was so fit, it made her juices. I was just thinking about it.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. We're back. We work in an office, and someone printed. And I also just found out that Maddie doesn't know what heyday is. And so I think we need to put in the comments, justice for heyday. Hashtag therapy for Maddie. Hashtag what bumpkin backroad fuck happened. Anyways, back to reading chapter 2.
Okay, so now, should I reread that thing that we...
Yeah, because you were like... It was really quiet.
If only she could have a training day out on the road with him where she could find a quiet alleyway, park up, and remove all his clothes. He was so fit, and it made her juices run just thinking about it.
Me as fuck.
Seamus and Kovac got up and paid for their food and drinks. That's it. No, it's not.
That's the end of the chapter.
That'd be so funny if that was the end of the chapter.
I'm like, wow.
Sorry, all. I've got to get home, said Seamus.
I've got to get home.
That's exactly how it's written. I've got to get home.
Wait, I want to see. We should do voices for the characters.
Sorry, all. I've got to get home.
I've got to get home. I can't see it. I'm blind as fuck. I've got to go home.
It's like, sorry, all. I got to get home. At the bottom.
Sorry, I've got to get home. We need to do voices for the characters. Like, Seamus is
that would be too much, man. I can't.
I'll do voices if I can. Sorry, I've got to get home. I'll do voices for Seamus whenever he has lines.
Okay, Daedra wants to go out tonight, and I've got the
Who
kids.
Who the fuck is Daedra? Oh, I'm so over this
Seamus's wife.
He's definitely cheating on her.
And Kovac's pinching a lift. I don't know what that means.
I thought I was going to say pinching a lid.
The two men departed, leaving Bill with the 4 girls. They all decided to have one last quick drink before they 2 got off home.
I think I said clit drink.
Janice brought them over and asked Bill for a favor. Bill, you're good with vehicles. My car tire's a bit flat. The way they spelled tire is messing with me.
How do you spell it?
Well, it's T-I-R-E, right?
Yes.
But in the book, it's T-Y-R-E.
So, I don't know if that's just how they spell it, or if he's just being...
It could just be how they spell it.
Yeah, because they spell color with, like, a U.
Yeah. Could you have a look at it when you finished? Well, yes, of course, Janice.
This is just becoming the stereotypical...
Natasha and Jerry looked at each other. They knew the score. That bloody Janice was after their man. What? Why is Jerry into this now?
Wait, so Jerry and Natasha looked at each other? That bloody Janice.
So Jerry, Natasha, and Janice all like Bill, and then Beatrice is just the girlfriend.
I'm wheezing. I'm not wheezing. I shouldn't have said that on the podcast because it just shows how fake I am.
No, it's funny. It says Natasha and Jerry looked at each other. They knew the score. That bloody Janice was after their man. And it says, yes, Jerry too was in the running for Bill's affections.
I love how he's like talking to us, like breaking the fourth wall. Yes, Jerry too.
Yeah, he was such a hunk in that it was only Beatrice who couldn't really bring herself to fancy him, and perhaps that was why Bill was enthralled with her.
His fucking girlfriend?
That's what it says. It says he was just such a hunk, and it was only Beatrice who couldn't really bring herself to fancy him, and perhaps that was why Bill was enthralled with her. Bill, indeed, was truly fucked up, and Dr. Stowe would have one hell of a job to untangle him. That's it for chapter 2.
That was the worst chapter I've ever heard in my life. Next week, we're going to be reading a chapter called The Avenue.
I'm still... The depot... The depot was, like, there for a few minutes.
This is the thing with him, is he'll have a chapter about something that happened. Like that one I read you yesterday on the phone, A Gentleman's Woof, where he farted. It was the whole chapter title. And it was, like, one instance. I'm like, why the fuck are we calling it this? I'm just so... Oh, God, I just saw something by accident. Oh, Jenny's vagina. There's something about Miss Lopez, and there was an accent. I'm like, this is about to get really offensive. The silver bill, I'm not gonna read that. Sorry.
That makes me think of
That makes me think of Hello, I'm Petra from one of the books.
Well, I was gonna say that makes me think of that thing from South Park where Eric, dresses up his hand.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe for more. We should do an outro. Be like, leave Barbie's bitch. Wait, no, it should be like, thank you for coming to Barbie's bitch house. Or should we just say thank you for coming? Okay,
I don't think we should say the other one.
Let's say thank you for coming. 1, 2, 3.
Pause that for a minute.
Thank you for coming.